request from a customer who actually purchased the center AC system that has all the actual flaps in it. So basically this whole box contraption that's underneath your guys' dashboard that has all of the vents connected to it. So that is another process, but involved with that is actually getting these dashboards out. So as you guys know, if you've been watching, I have 6 trucks currently in the back of my shop. I've already began dismantling the insides of these with my girlfriend. So we have quite a bit done. I'm going to go over to one of these other trucks that does not have as much removed so that we can actually show you guys more of the process. So I've unlocked all of these trucks, but as you can see, there's already a lot missing. So I'm trying to find one that does not have as much stuff missing in it, so you guys can get more understanding of what needs removed. That one's, let's see. I want to say this one right here might be the worst. Well, the best for us. Yeah, it's still got majority of, even the dash is still on there. This thing is filthy, guys. Look how filthy this thing is. This is going to be fun with you guys. You guys are going to enjoy this one. I wish I had like a little chest mount or something for my phone, but I am running off a live right now, you guys, on the cell phone. Got a good charge battery, but I do need one tool. I didn't realize it. So just to let you guys know essentially what tools you will need with this project. You are going to need a small flathead, a Phillips screwdriver. You're also going to need a 10 mil, a 12 mil, likely an extension, and some type of impact if you got it. So first things first, what I like to generally start with is I like to go up and then work my way down. You can get certain stuff out of the way. I do a lot of dismantling, so my way of doing things might be different than your way of doing things. So I apologize if the video is not 100% exact on how you would do it, but this is intended for educational learning purposes so that you can actually figure out how to get your dashboard out of your vehicle and get to the airbox. We're going to go over briefly a little bit on how you can remove the airbox, because you do have this like crash support bar that runs from, kind of bolts into the side here. You pop these little covers off and that does go run all the way across. It bolts in a few areas, and that is intended for crash bar, but then it also has a bunch of other random stuff that mounts up to it. So you do want to, as you can see, I have a few things already removed in here. So you're going to want to remove some of like the center bezels and definitely unplug your battery before you guys do everything. So 10 mil, 12 mil, extension, Phillips, and a flathead. These up here right now are loose, but these is why you need the flathead, is to pop these little covers off. And then we're going to get to these 10 mils. You can also use a Phillips if that's all that you have. And then these whole A-pillars is what they're referred to as, will then also come off. And this is going to allow you to get the dash and actually kind of pull it out, because these are tucked in up against it, so it's not going to come out with that. So I am missing a flathead. I have pretty much every other tool that I need, but I am going to get some of this stuff out of the way a little bit here and just kind of move it into the back seat. Just making some room for me, guys. This seats are filthy, guys. Look at it, smoked in here. It is just absolutely nasty. So I'm gonna get a flathead. I'm gonna get these bolts right here. I'm gonna leave you guys just kind of hanging out in the driver's seat just for a second. So just hang tight, guys. Appreciate it. Alright guys, I got my tools, my extension, flathead. Phillips is in my pocket. So I'm going to get to removing these handles. So I'm going to get those covers off, get to those 410s. And then another thing that you're going to want to work on once you remove those A-pillars is obviously getting this center console out of the way, because it does clip into the bottom of the dash. So you can just simply lift it up. If you want to remove the whole thing, is what I suggest, just to get it out of the way. It's literally 6 bolts and just a couple of little harnesses. So there's usually a harness hiding right here on the side. And then sometimes there's another one back here. Oops, sometimes there's another one back here, just depending on what you have plugged in for controls. If you have like a limited or an SR5 or sport, you might have different stuff in there. So you have 2 10 mils. Got one right here, another one somewhere in here, right there. So we'll get to those 2 10s. There's also a 10 here. There's another 10 here. Supposed to be a 10 there, and there's a 10 there. So 6 total 10s is what holds this middle console. Once you remove those 6, you know, just essentially leave those in there, and then you're going to lift this up a little bit. You can pull it out of the way, remove the whole thing, throw it in the back, whatever you want to do with it. So I'm going to remove the whole thing just because it's disgusting. So I'm going to set you guys down for a second so I can get to this. Sorry about that sun, you guys. All right, so I got my 10 mil extension, Milwaukee. This is filthy, you guys. It's so gross. I don't even want to touch that bolt. The thing's gross. All right, so that's all 6. I'm gonna get this one connector here. Try and do everything one-handed. All right. So now this whole thing should lift up. Now, another thing I forgot to mention, guys, as I'm going along here. In order for that to lift up, you got these 2 plastic pieces right here. So these are on a slide system. So this pops out. It's got a little clip, and then it just pulls towards the seats. And it's got like a little slide, so it locks into that piece right there. And that goes for both sides. Now this truck has no power right now. Unlock that side so I can get to the other side here. This truck is in bad shape. It's seen some better days. All right. that down and out. Obviously, I'm a little more rougher with it right now. That one has a little spot where it locks into down there too. This whole thing should lift up and out of the way. And that's that. So now you have part of the bottom of the dash, so that when you pull this all out, just gives you a little bit more room to do everything. This dashboard has the glove box. If your glove box comes down, some of these handles break all the time, but you're going to just basically pull straight up towards you, towards the seats. Doing this left-handed, guys. Oh, and you gotta pop these down too. There we go. So once those are released, now you can pull up. So that's gonna expose this area. So you do need your Phillips screws for here. So we'll be getting to those. Still got to get to these up here. But this whole system in the center is all opened up now. My girlfriend calls me a squirrel, you guys, so I apologize if I'm all over the place in the video. I think we're all squirrels in a way. All right. Pop those two off, gets you access to those 10s. Kind of a weird angle. And I got a big old extension on there. Get the handheld on there. Trying to do this one-handed is very hard, you guys. I'll tell you what. Hopefully I can get to that now. All right. So you got your first A-pillar. You're going to pull along the inside here. So that just loosens up, and then that just pulls towards you. And it just comes right out. So as you can see, it has like a little lip in there where it will not allow you to pull the dash if you don't remove these. So we got driver's side done. We're going to go ahead and work on passenger side. Should be just as easy. And then after this, guys, it's mostly just a bunch of 10s. As you can see, we got a 10 here. We got a 10 hiding down in there. And then there's a 10, I believe, usually hiding somewhere over here. It's possibly behind the dash, but we'll get that removed in a second. I appreciate you guys watching, hanging out. Sorry for the shakiness and the moving around. Trying to do this one-handed is quite the challenge. But I know this video will hopefully come appreciated in the future for anyone needing to open up one of these dashes and really get in there. So in order to remove this vent, this is another thing that you have to do, is you have to remove this little black access panel, like the little secret dash compartment. That's what I call it. So you got another one hiding in here, and that's on both sides. So there's a total of 4 Phillips screws holding this guy in. And then there is a little compartment hiding that has your, where's that one there? Your airbag. for the dash. So we'll disconnect that here in a second. So I usually just pull it off of there for now. Toss that in the back. Toss that in the back. Thing's a mess, you guys. So now you can see, in order to get this vent off, you got to get that 10 mil off, that silver one there. So we're just going to use the impact here. We're going to remove that, and then we're going to just remove that 10. There's also another 10 right over here. So we're going to remove this one. These are all just a bunch of standard gold 10s. So we're going to remove that vent, just pops off. You have another 10 hiding right here. There's also another 10 hiding right here. And then there's a 12 hiding right there. That's usually the most common one that people miss. Make sure you get that one, guys. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and get to these guys. And we'll use the impact, get these two 10s off. Alright. Pop that forward, pull it towards you. Throw it in the back. Throw that one in the back, make a little room. You do have a plug over here, guys, on the passenger side right here, towards the, maybe 6 inches off the dash. And that's going to need unplugged. And trying to get an eye on it. There you go. So there's a little clip right there. So it's on the windshield side. So make sure you disconnect that one. There's also another one inside the dash that I'll get to you guys here in a second, but it's that guy right there. It's got foam around it. That one's always a little pain sometimes. So to remove your dash bezel for your radio bezel, you're going to just pull it straight forward. And then you do have a couple little clips. There's one. Sorry guys, sorry about the movement. Okay. Take that guy, we're not going to throw that one as hard in the back. We're going to send that one down as gently as possible. So now that gets you access to the rest of the dash, which is essentially how you saw the others that are in this truck, and this truck. So my girlfriend and I kind of stripped those ones down. I'm sorry, this truck, and this truck. So we got the passenger side out. We got that undone. Make sure that you get your airbag undone. So this is on a little slide. And then trying to do this one hand, guys. Sorry. Pull. Boom. Disconnected. And then you do have another guide hand down here. If you don't want to use Phillips on these ones, you can also, I think, use an 8. And then once you get this one screw removed, pull down. And then you got your TPMS in here. Sometimes if you're a 4-wheel drive, this is where your 4-wheel drive computer is at too. So as you guys can see, this one is 4-wheel drive. 4-wheel drive, V8. Get this disconnected. Popped off. Set that in the back. All right. Woo. So now, We're gonna also, I believe, remove this one. There might be one hiding in here. So just pop off your panel. Hopefully yours aren't as dirty as this one. There's a little screw knob right here, a little black one. You're gonna turn that. All right, pull this out. I'm not left-handed, you guys, I'm sorry. All right. And you got one. No, maybe that's not it. I don't know if you need to remove that. Kind of looks like it covers it. I'm not 100% sure if you guys need to remove this piece. It wouldn't hurt. You know, you saw how easy it was. Just one piece of plastic holding it in. So now this whole side should be about loose. So we got that 112 up there. I don't think that's a mount for that. I'm gonna take it out just in case. Kind of inspect it further with you guys. We'll see what it is. Oh, sure is. So you'll definitely want to remove that one. That one's part of the dash, as you can see. And then we got this one down here. Almost dropped you guys. All right. With that one there. You can see the front of this dash is pretty loose now. So there's one hanging on right over there. And then we got that 12 over here. So I'm gonna set you guys down real quick so I can get that 12 out of the way. Now you can see how loose that dash is. It's ready to come out. That 10 over there, I might need to go inside and grab a different tool. It's really not too bad, you guys, removing the dash. I don't think it is. So this one right here. Oh, that's the 12. All right, there's that one. Let's drop this tilt down real quick. That's all the way down. That little booger right there is what we need to get to. So I'm gonna see if I can. I think I might take this off actually. Yeah, I'm gonna take this cover off, you guys, which is just gonna require a Phillips. So there's 3 total. There's one hanging out right here. It's just gonna make it a lot easier to get to that bolt. I do need the key so I can turn this, but there's one hiding over here, and then there's one hiding on the other side. So just bear with me, guys. I'm gonna hop inside. I'll let you guys see the dog. I got Marley Jean with me today. She's probably whining out the door, or she's in her bed. There she is. She's looking out. What you doing, girl? Huh? What you doing? Hi. Hi. Alright, let's go get the key. Wanna say hi? Wanna say hi? saying hi. You be good girl. Be good girl. All right. So I'm gonna grab 10 mil, just in case, with a little angle on it. You stay. Be good girl. Stay. All right. So we got our 10 mil, got our key. We're gonna get these 2 Phillips on the steering wheel cover. So first one, see if I can turn this wheel and hold this at the same time. So there's one. Turn the wheel. Let's see if I can hold this. Sorry, guys. All right. And then so now you just pull this down, and then this one comes up. And then now that allows you quite a bit more access to get to that. So I'm gonna try to loosen this up if I can. Might have to do it by hand. It's kind of tricky. Okay, got it. All right, so now you just pull it off of that little stud, and then now the whole thing will pull forward. Now, before you do that, you got one plug right here, and then you have that small one that I showed you just a second ago. So I'm going to remove this one, and then there's this guy right here, which is still connected. I believe that might be like for the antenna or something. So that one's usually a pain, but it came out nice for the video. Look at that. All right, so now the whole dash should come forward. So I'm gonna hop on the other side real quick so you guys can see this. Having 2 hands probably definitely helps with this. I'm gonna see if I can set you guys down for a second, so you can see kind of literally setting you down on the top of equal 20 volts from who knows when. And just like that, guys, you got a dashboard removed. So this gives you a better, man, we were under 30 minutes, you guys. So if I could do it in under 30 minutes, you guys could easily do it in an hour. It's really not that hard. Just, you know, keep track of where you're putting your stuff, and it's really, really simple. So this gives you a better look at what's under your dash. So as you can see, this air box is pretty buried in there. And so you do have this whole metal bar. I call it the crash bar, support bar. And so that is pushed into, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. So that bolt right there has a little mount. So that has to get unbolted, and this whole bar has to get pushed up enough so that it can get that box out. And so you can see there's quite a few things that are attached. You have like vents from your carpet that are connected to it. You have vents that go to your rear that are connected to it. There is a ton of stuff. And so we're 30 minutes into the video right now. I think I might do another video on this next process. I just want to go check on my dog a little bit, and it's getting ready to opening time for me here for the shop. But I wanted to get you guys an updated video on how to remove the dashboard from your vehicle. This gives you a much better view on what's underneath. So I'm going to kind of just go through this a little bit before we end the video. So you have your passenger side. This is like your blower motor. You have your vent filter, your air conditioning. It's the air vent for your feet. You have your computer ECM in here. So when you like need to disconnect your, like do an engine swap or something like that, and you're taking the harness out, you just usually undo these, push them through. So you got 1, 2, 3, and then you have this guy here that's already disconnected, and then you have, that's for like the 4-wheel drive, and then you have these 2 guys up here, and then this just gets disconnected and literally pushed right through the firewall. And that's the main harness for your engine. So it's like 5 plugs. It's super easy. Going along, you do have, I believe this is like the air conditioning control computer. And then down here you have your, I think that's your yaw rate. Your whole dash harness, as you can see, comes all the way in, down, into like a little area back there for that one. And then it comes down and it goes into these actuators for your air conditioning. Goes all the way over across the dash. And then that plugs all the way into your driver's side kick panel. So there's a ton of stuff involved on getting this up and out of the way. So that will be a fun, interesting video, guys. If you have some time, stay tuned on the next video on how to prepare for removing and replacing your AC box. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day.